For most of human history, we don't know what people did all day because, well, there's not much evidence left of their daily activities. As a hunter-gatherer, he would have spent a considerable amount of his day procuring food. But unlike modern hunter-gatherers, which is to say people who live today and hunt and gather food, keeping them in tip-top shape for the next hunting trip. Then he takes some time to meticulously craft a new axe from a sharp stone, an important tool, not just for the obvious chopping tasks. Thanks for watching this episode of What Did Caveman Do All Day? It's really quite hard to say exactly what life was like for our earliest ancestors. The truth is, there's a lot we don't know. We have some educated guesses backed by science, of course. But ultimately, the specifics are lost to time. If you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe and leave a like. We'll see you next time. But also for woodworking, since a roof over one's head is an important defense mechanism against the elements. His band had been nomadic until now. They had chosen this cave as their permanent home and are slowly starting to make it more comfortable with hearths and rudimentary furniture. The men of the band take turns guarding the entrance to the cave throughout the night, watching out for predators that might want to steal their food or, even worse, eat them. The Paleolithic humans would spend less time actually hunting and more time gathering. More time is spent crafting new tools and repairing old ones. More time is spent looking for food. A fire is already burning merrily inside, casting dancing shadows on the walls and keeping the worst of the night's chill at bay. The men, women, and children of the band share stories of the day while eating their meager meal. They groom each other, sharing lice and dirt between them. Then it's time for bed. The children, too young to help with the hunt or the gathering, snuggle up to their parents, falling asleep to the crackle of the fire and the soft murmurs of their family. The adults keep watch. The cycle will begin again tomorrow. Perhaps there's a bit of socializing with another band, a friendly competition to see who can throw a spear the farthest or who can craft the best axe. Maybe there's a bit of bartering between the two bands, trading goods that one band has in excess of what they need for something that they're lacking. This is actually pretty common behavior for Paleolithic humans, who despite living in small bands spread out across the world, were surprisingly adept at maintaining complex social interactions with other groups, even trading with them over goods and services, sometimes over hundreds of miles. And that's because our ancestors had discovered the benefits of planting crops and raising livestock thousands of years before this. Now his new blade is ready, and he grabs his spear thrower, an invention that increased the range and power of a simple spear, making it more effective for hunting. He joins the rest of his band, a group of about 20 to 30 individuals related to each other in some way, either by blood or marriage, and they head off to the hills to try and find some food. But for the Paleolithic humans, also known as the cavemen, from about 2.6 million to 12,000 years ago, we can actually piece together a pretty good idea of what life was like and what they did all day based on archaeological evidence, such as the preserved remnants of daily activities at campsites, cave paintings, and even dental calculus. So let's travel back in time and find out what the caveman did all day. Our Paleolithic friend wakes up as the sun rises and immediately gets to work on a new blade. While gathering plants would be the main source of food for most of these early humans, hunting large animals would be a big part of their diet as well. Over the course of the Paleolithic, humans would develop increasingly sophisticated hunting technologies. At first, they would simply use their bodies as weapons, but eventually they would start using spears, javelins, and even bows and arrows. At one point during the late Paleolithic, humans were able to go after bigger game like bison and mammoths, which were hunted in groups to bring them down. But as we said, plant gathering was the more reliable food source, and so, while on their way back from a fruitless hunting expedition, the group spent some time gathering berries and edible plants along the way. Back at camp, our friend takes some time to sharpen his spear points. The next day, is much like the last. Finally, as the sun begins to set, our friends head back to their cave. Hey there, it's me.